So I was really sick a week ago and I couldn't do anything. Literally, my mind was cooked. I couldn't do anything and I kind of wasted my time. And one thing I realized throughout that week was that it was never about the week, the month, or the year, like what happens during those time frames, but it's about today. If there's one thing you can do, is to make full use of today. We have all these goals, ambitions that we want to achieve this month or next month or even the next 2 years. And we just keep that in our head and always focus on that. Like, that's what I want to be. But we end up forgetting about today. At least I did. And that obsession of thinking about that goal and trying to achieve it makes you forget about the present inputs that need to be in place for you to achieve that end goal. And during the time when I was sick, I realized that even though I couldn't do much because I was physically tired, I could have done something little, like read a book, break down a business video, but I didn't do that because my mind wanted dopamine so badly that all it could think about was watching movies and clicking on random YouTube videos. And there was this one particular day, it was towards the end of my sickness when I was recovering. And I woke up in the morning at 7 o'clock and I went straight to Netflix and just watched a shit ton of movies. And as I watched, the hours just went by like that so quickly. And as I was watching the movies, my inner voice was reminding me of things that I could have done within that time frame, within those hours. Like read a book, break down a business video, and just or maybe just sit down and do nothing. Because doing nothing is far more productive than giving it to cheap dopamine. Because you're sitting in silence, you learn about yourself and all that. But I didn't do all those things. And I was thinking about how I'm going to do it tomorrow, how I am definitely going to achieve my goals by end of this year, and all these things. Everything was about the future. Because of that one mishap of giving into the dopamine, I let go of the day. Because if you think about it, if you live your life in days, like you show so much of priority to what happens today, you're making a vote for that version of yourself who eventually finds success. Because there are always two versions of yourself, the one who doesn't achieve anything, and the one who achieves everything you set out to conquer. And that second version only presents itself when you make full use of your days. Like, that's how I'm seeing things now. It's not about the monthly intention, the monthly goal, or the yearly goal, but it's about what am I going to do today that is going to move me forward towards that end goal. And that end goal should be playing in the back of your mind. It shouldn't be something that you are chasing constantly. Even on my window, I've written down a lot of stuff for the month, like make 2 grand from setting, finish a book, and win thresholds. So it's these three things that I have for the month to achieve. But it's not like I'm chasing them, but it's more of giving me direction to how I live my days. Because these goals are kind of roofs that go over the days. And the days are simply direction towards that goal. And if I'm living the days like I'm supposed to, achieving the goals is something that will happen. There's no doubt it'll happen. And even yesterday, after thinking so deeply about how I fucked up the entirety of last week, I just wrote down what I was gonna do today. Like when I came to work, just get back to all the leads that I didn't get back to last week. Do a full round of follow up. I have some content to edit as well, so I've listed that down. I have some schoolwork to study, some knowledge to consume, and it's all listed down on my calendar for the day so precisely because that matters. When I'm at my peak, when it comes to a lot of cognitive work, everything is placed with intent, like how an artist paints certain structures in the painting. It's with purpose. You're placing things with purpose. Because I used to be the type of guy to plan my entire month, plan my entire fucking week. But what I've realized is that it doesn't work that way. You can't predict 7 days. I have a decent structure when it comes to all that. I just have a structure that doesn't change. But when it comes to my days, planning it specifically the night before is so important. Because what you can predict is what happens kind of tomorrow. What do you plan to do the next day? You can't plan what you're going to do for the next 7 days perfectly because something might happen. Maybe the night before you fall sick or some shit like that happens. So everything comes down to just days. So if you see your life in days and live your life in days, you will start to become more careful with how you spend your time. And this only works if you have something going on in your life. If you are looking for something, maybe it's working on a skill, earning some sort of like amount of money, or just building your life. This way of living only works when you have that vision in your mind. Because without that vision, you won't have direction and you will waste your time doing stupid shit that doesn't make any sense. So that's one thing that I've learned over the past 8 days of sickness. And now I'm just grateful, I guess, to getting back into living my days properly. Remember, it's not about how many times you fucked up because that doesn't matter anymore. That's history already. What matters is what you do today that changes everything. If you can spend your time today, like right now, doing something good for yourself. Like I'm not saying this self-care shit, do this face mask and love yourself shit, but do something good with your time. Because time is the only currency that you have. It's not money, it's not all that shit, but it's time. If you can use today's hours to do something good, read a book, work on a skill, start working on a skill, start something. It'll change everything so quickly. Because the more you live your days properly, you will realize a lot of things can be changed in your life. And that's when things start happening, when you start doing. Yeah. So that's all I have on my mind. If you found whatever I said helpful, that's good stuff. If not, I'll see you in the next one.